want to share my experience working with a network marketing company, and because I think it'll benefit a lot of people. And let me know in the comments if you've had a different experience or what your experience has been. I should start off by saying that the team that I work with, they're some of the best people I've ever met in my life. I mean, really great, really good, kind-hearted, giving people. But it is a network marketing team, and that's kind of where the problem lies. So this was my first foray ever into a network marketing company. Have no experience, don't even really know what a network marketing company is. All I really knew is that it kind of works where there's someone above you who I actually respect, who enrolls me, and then there's, there can be people under you, and you can build a team, and it's sort of like a corporate structure. So I never really understood the problem that people had with network marketing companies, why that was an issue, and so I was kind of going into this pretty naive. But basically how it all started is I've been on social media for maybe two to 3 years. I think about 2 years or under 2 years. Anyway, sorry, I'm not too good at doing these long form videos, so forgive me for the pauses and stuff. Hopefully I get better with this. So I was on social media. I got kind of semi-viral popular. I had, 200K followers across channels. It was in the health and wellness niche. Very hard and very difficult because there's a lot of censorship in that niche, but that's besides the point. I was doing some videos, and I like to do videos on new topics, and some guy saw one of my videos, an author, a TV personality, a kind of famous guy, very smart, brilliant guy, very giving. But anyway, he saw my video, he liked it, and he said, look, do you want to do a video for our protocol, for our team, for our company? And I said, you know what, sure. And I kind of gave him a price, and there was a little bit of haggling, and he agreed to, pay the price, and everything was good, and I made the video, and it actually went semi-viral. And then from there, he liked what I did, and he said, do you want to join the team? Do you want to become a part of the team? Do you want to make some, get wealthy, helping other people to get healthy? And I said, you know what, that's what I'm here for. I graduated as a holistic nutritionist, and I wanted to be a part of that. So I'm just going to turn around because this way it's going to be too loud. So I joined their team, and I started sharing this amazing science-backed protocol, and I've helped hundreds of people. And there's nothing like it in the world, quite frankly. It's incredible, but I don't really want to get into the lack that a lot of people have, the lack of care, or at least priority towards their health. It's kind of been a struggle. And with me not being too experienced at marketing and stuff, and sales. So everything was going great with the team, and I was doing well, and again, amazing team, amazing people, amazing protocol, amazing company. But then, it came to the point where I had some unique skills. I was good at designing graphics, I had video editing experience, social media experience, and so I, took it upon myself to kind of do a redesign of some of the documentation, and I also started up a YouTube channel for them and started doing some managing of YouTube and uploading clips from their weekly calls. And then I, kind of asked for some donations, and I figured, my skills are worth something, so I might as well see if if the team is willing to pitch together. And that's kind of where it became a problem. Because I also had, so you got to understand with network marketing, you have a team, so each person enrolls their own people. And they didn't really like me asking for, someone didn't like me asking for donations. I'm going to get a bit more into that from the team, or soliciting for donations. So I asked, I agreed. I got a little bit of support from the team to kind of do the YouTube channel because it was benefiting everyone, and a lot of people. It was actually helping them to enroll new people. And I got a little bit of support for that, not a lot, but a little bit, enough to continue doing the work in the time that it took to do that work. But I also had a lot of people from the team, people that had enrolled because being a holistic nutritionist and a biology major student in university, they wanted help. They wanted my expertise, and the team kind of, the agreement with the team and the man that developed the protocol and kind of set everything up was, coaching is completely free. So I had a lot of people reaching out to me, and I would, give them some tips and some information. But then it became more and more and more and more, and they were reaching out. And I got to the point where I said, look, if you want me to do a longer session with you, I charge for my service. I can't just sit there and do a half hour with you and not charge for that. So that, I think, is where it kind of triggered things. Someone, because everything's supposed to be free amongst our team, someone did not like that they couldn't get whatever they wanted from me completely for free. It was either that or the donations. I'm really not sure. But it sounds to me like someone didn't like that, and they reported to their sponsor that I was trying to charge for my time, and that is a big, that's a problem. So, even though it was all voluntary, and I had no issue with people reaching out and giving them some free information, I just can't, if I'm going to sit down with you, if you want that kind of help from me, it's going to cost. Anyway, so that didn't go down well, and then I got some emails from the team, and it was a problem. So I said, you know what? Okay, fine. I'm just gonna, do my own community, my own WhatsApp, and I'll just leave the group so no one reaches out to me anymore, because I just don't have the time to be helping, all the people that want to be helped, and then not being able to, having to do it all for free. So I left the groups, and then I basically just put a letter and said, if you guys want, if you want to be part of my community, just accept that, sometimes I'm going to post stuff in my community. I run a fitness program, and, there's some other things that I do. And it was just, you don't have any problem with me doing that in my community if you're going to join my community. Not intending to, poach these people or have them join my team or something. Just didn't want them in my community if they were going to make it an issue with the team. And that was probably my biggest mistake. And so that kind of led to very recently, a kind of a falling apart with the team. And I really just don't understand the dynamics of network marketing. And I'm just a good, kind-hearted, God-loving person. But it doesn't really matter, right? The way that network marketers see that kind of thing, and all it really takes is one person on the team, they see that as like, a big, they view that as you're trying to take or solicit or whatever, even if it's donations or even if people are reaching out to you. Anyway, so I basically got, kicked out of the groups. They didn't want to let me rejoin. And most of them were, I kind of ironed it out with them, but all it really takes is one person to have an issue. And so he was, absolutely furious. Didn't really want to hear that I had no intention, and I just obviously didn't know what I was doing and handled it wrong, and did not intend to, take anyone or from the team or anything like that. And he didn't want to hear it. He didn't care, and that was that. And so this was kind of, at a bad time for me, trying to get married, dealing with a lot in my life. Had issues with PayPal because I was doing wellness and fitness. And they didn't like that, so they cut me off, which was one of my main sources to get an income. I don't have a family that really can support me. And I deal, on and off with depression. And so it kind of just came at a time, how things are, right? It's always at the worst time. And so that's kind of been my experience. And I guess, the thing to understand about going into a network marketing company or team or whatever it is you're pretty much going to have to do everything for free. Even if you are, a nutritionist or a dietitian or some sort of a professional. And you have to be very clear about how you separate your clients versus their clients, versus your team's clients, and having to separate it to the degree that you have to be very careful that you don't allow accidentally other people's team or other people's members into your group, because then you post something to your group or your team for something you're doing, maybe a workout class every week that you're charging money for, and they don't like that, then it becomes a problem with the team, even though you only intended it to be for just the people that you had enrolled and your clients directly. So you have to be careful, and you have to almost assume that you're going to have to, whatever skills you have, you cannot charge for those, whether they're graphics design or video editing or finance. You're going to have to do all that for free. And that might be different for different teams, but there's just too many issues with you, because all it really takes is one person, right, as I said, to have an issue with the way you're doing things or asking for donations, and that's that, and you're out. So you kind of feel like, I thought when I got into this business, like it was kind of, I thought it was a little, I just didn't understand the dynamics of network marketing, and there's there's a lot of, I don't even know how to express it, but it's just people are very on the alert for anyone trying to do anything and get any donations or funds or from anything. It doesn't matter if you want to run a fitness class. It doesn't matter if you want to teach, bookkeeping 101. It's going to have to be for free. So that's been my experience. And again, my team was amazing. The people were amazing. Some of the best people I've ever met. But being in a network marketing company has been an interesting and exciting and also stressful experience at times. And I don't know where really I'm going to go from here on. I'm not entirely sure. I'm kind of just at a loss because this came out of the blue. I didn't expect any of it. A lot of these people, especially the one that had a big issue with it, I considered him a friend and a mentor, and apparently I was wrong about that. And I thought he knew me better, and he really didn't. And I guess, I don't have a lot of friends, so this is something that kind of hurt me a lot. Additionally, like I said, dealing with depression and stress and everything I got going on in life. Also getting married and all this stuff, traveling to get married, and so that kind of friendship, losing that friendship as well, put me into a bit of a dark place. It's kind of like, I had a team and a family, and I realized that they weren't really my team, and a lot of them didn't actually consider me a friend or didn't know me that well to assume that, I was trying to do something that the team didn't agree with. And I lost the family. And that's hard because I don't have a lot of support, like I said, from my family as it is. So I don't know what your experience has been. If you guys have been in a network marketing company, did you have a bad experience? Did you have a good experience? Let me know in the comments. And I'd be curious to hear. You don't have to say what the company is or anything, but I definitely want to hear what other people went through. So yeah, and it's, thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe if you like this, and I'm going to do more videos because I've got a lot of life behind me. I've learned a lot of things. I've been through a lot of highs and lows, and I think I got a lot to offer you guys. So I'm going to teach you the things that I've learned and throughout my life, and hopefully it can help some of you guys out. And even if it's just letting you know that you're not alone, you're not on your own, and there's other people going through what you're going through. And hopefully, maybe it'll give you guys some information if you're thinking about, in this case, joining a network marketing company, of how careful you have to be and things to look out for, and just kind of how it all works in that different type of an environment. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you, and God bless.